Well, there. Greetings. Happy, was it Wednesday or Thursday, depending on where you are in the world. Blessings. Um, yeah, I've been kind of changing priorities to a certain degree. I've gone into the artistic world. So, the other side projects are going to be, I guess, shelved here and there because I think some of it's a little bit ahead of its time right now, but time is not the best. But at least I can use some of them for the future, so it's all good. Yeah, gone into more of the artistic ability, how to download or anyway. I was thinking about this in the future. I mean, in the past, I thought about this, and so I posted on my Facebook a a parody, and I'll post it in a second. And I have 3 more going. I think I got 3 more in the pipeline. 4, 3, 4. I forget now. 2 is there. 4. 4 on their way. Now, not all are going to be fast food related, but most of them will be alien. So maybe a little bit of combination. Anyway. Excuse me. Yeah, it's been a long day, as I usually say, because it's been. Okay, for you to understand what I'm talking about, let's see here. Okay, what this is McHumans. This is all my idea, and I had an artist draw it up. So, the two cows and sit in front of McDonald or McHumans and having the dialogue there. Always, I mean, for a long time, I've been thinking it's like there's got to be a world where humans are being eaten somewhere. Where the cows are, where everything's reversed. So I actually had the idea for them to be on a park bench in front of a bench, like where they're sitting next to each other. But this is close enough. This is fine. I didn't go into clothing or anything. I just sort of, either way, this is pretty funny. I got a couple more coming, as I said, that are going to be similar in that kind of. So anyway, it's pretty funny. But yeah, this whole concept, the McDonald's, all of this is all my idea. They just had an artist put it together. So anyway, it was a long time in the making. I just felt like, putting this out there. And, I did the Instagram thing, and that was, anyway. So this is, I don't know, I'm having fun with this. We'll see where this goes. So I submitted to a lot of other sites and see where we get. I have a lot more, I have more ideas for the cows. I don't want to reveal anything, and I also have chickens also. I was going to do something with that. So we'll see. So there's going to be alien stuff too. It's just it hasn't been finished yet. But I'm going to do a combination of the two. So obviously this is the most controversial. And somebody, I put this on Reddit and somebody asked, is this about Donald Trump? It's like, I don't know where you get Donald Trump in any of this. It's like, that was not my idea in any of it. This isn't political at all. It's just, how we're consuming, cows like it's no big deal. Well, what if you turn the table and what if the cows are consuming us, I was going to go into other scenarios of this. I imagine you can dream it up where I'm going to go with this. But anyway, I thought it was funny. Of course, not funny for everybody, but, I found it. So anyway. So yeah, more to come. And it does, yeah, if you want to donate, I haven't put on my website yet. Yeah, if you want to donate to this type of stuff, I'll make it more clear. But I'm trying to do these. Yeah, it can get kind of costly. It gets pricey to do this. But if those want to donate to the political, those type of, I'll have more stuff first if anybody wants to get involved with it. But I'm going to still do it anyway. I'll probably slow it down right now there's one, but as I said, I got 4 in the pipeline right now. So I don't know. We'll see how things go. I like to do one a day, actually. Not might be a little bit too much, but I'm having fun with it. So I'm probably going to do like a couple a week for the most part, because it does get kind of pricey, but and you get kind of burned out after a while. So, of course, there's a lot of different ways you can go about this. So we'll see how it goes, but I want to do. I mean, I did think about it costs. It's not hugely expensive, but when you're doing a bunch of them, it does add up. I'm doing it on Fiverr, if you're wondering. So that's one of Fiverr is pretty. It's not for $5 each. That's a lot more than that. But when you're doing a whole bunch of them, it does add up. But anyway, this is, I don't know. It seems like something different. It's part of the awakening. I mean, we're the animals, and we're going to the, alien stuff too. Alien stuff's going to be, it's a mixture of both. And I'm being attacked right now. So. Watch out. You can kind of see him. I don't want to see what he's doing anyway. X-rated right now. Anyway, of course, not the him to show it anyway. So glad that's on a camera view actually. So anyway, I'll probably have to turn my camera off actually. Yes. I have some questions. What a great way to start a political video. Well, I'm not trying to make this a political channel, but I have questions here about the politics of, and I know I probably answered this stuff already, but I don't remember any of it, so we'll go through this. Some of this might be quite helpful. We'll see. I'm not sure. I might open this up for those that want to. They have a question about anything. Well, of course, I already had that, but world events. But we'll see. I'll be looking and get to this. So. Let's see about this upcoming French election. I'll try to title it at this because I remember I talked about it already, but I don't remember. It's coming up. At least the semifinal is the 23rd of April, and the final is May 7th. From what I'm feeling. All right. So you know who I'm talking about. I don't want to see a politician that close, but anyway, okay. Let's see here. So you know what I'm talking about. I'll take my picture off. All right, these are the finalists. Penn, I don't feel. Hammond, no. I think this is the one that's already in. Phil, I don't know if I pronounces his name right, but anyway, Philin or Philin or. Anyway, this is the guy I think is going to win. I think he's already in there, so I think he's going to win everything. I think he must have won one of the runoffs or whatever it was, but maybe not. I thought he won something, but maybe not. I could have swore he won some. But either way, I think he's going to win. But judging by the vibration at this time, I believe all cards are in that. They're in that right now. So, okay. To jump into, I think I've already answered some of this already, but I'll go into it again real quick. So which country do we have as the next EU exit? When is not known. I believe possibly France, possibly, or Germany, Norway's been thinking about it also. Norway might be the next one, I'm feeling. Possibly. I don't know if they're in the EU. I imagine they are. I would assume they are. Yeah. So. Norway, I'm feeling. Interesting. I have all of them. Norway seems to, I don't know, something's going on there. Well, they are the happiest country in the world, so to me that makes a lot of sense. Okay, what will the fate of German election in 2017? Right, Angela Merkel. I think she's going to win without going into anybody else. I believe she already sealed the deal. Could be wrong. I'm going to put my cards in that card because it's easier for me to look up some ways, but I think, see if I can find it. I think I already, like I said, I think I already went through some of this already, but. Oh. Well, seeing who's running, Scholz. Let me post it so I know what I'm talking about. Scholz, no. Merkel, yes. Scholz, maybe, but I doubt it. I don't think so. I think Merkel's going to get it, as far as I can tell at this point. And now, where is my email? Okay. There's that another question of Hillary. Is Hillary politically finished? I don't think she's going to run for anything anymore. I think she's kind of, I believe that is, well, you never know. I doubt it. I think she's running her course. But she's going to be dabbling in politics until she's no longer on this planet. I believe many can feel that. I do see her part of fundraisers, as that's pretty obvious. Oh yeah, well, she got trampled over by Trump, so she's going to probably up that ticket price for her to do her whole speeches around the world, around the world. So people are going to feel sorry for her, so they're going to throw more money at her. At least what I feel right now. I don't think she's ever going to. You understand? She's kind of bitter right now. She's not going to let that go. I mean, she's going to play president as much as she can from her position. So I wish she's always going to be dabbling in it. Many females look up to her, obviously. And funny enough, I do have a relative through like 520 marriages or whatever, cousin of your cousin of your cousin, where the daughter was, she's in college now, like super, like, IQ of 500, whatever, something like that. And the parents or the mom used Hillary Clinton, as a something for her to grow up to be like, or something around those lines. So whatever. Yeah, a lot of females look up to her, even if no matter what. The morals aren't exactly the best there, but then again, it is politics, so it's never going to be that great to begin with. So. Anyway, other than that, I think there was some sort of, I was going to go into something, and then of course you have, there's something else I can't remember what it was. Okay, I'll be back. Please listen to this music that I'm not going to be playing. I'll be back in a second. Okay. I was just We got the Anunnaki news of the day. Well, obviously, with the news of what's going on, the news system, that's pretty much just to keep us in a low vibration. Even if you don't watch or pay attention to it, it's still there to send out signals to us. I already mentioned a lot of that already. Oh, there's Vanna White. There was something out there in the news world, but I can't seem to connect with what it was. But it does seem like, it does seem like robotics are becoming the new, the next big. Well, the next thing is going to take a while for it to fully come in our society, but that's definitely the next round. As for technology, like on the moon, like us moving to the moon, that's going to be a while. It might be a bunch of talk. It's going to be a lot of talk for a while. But it's not going to happen anytime soon. I don't think it will. Just like Jeff Bezos is attempting to do so, I don't think he's going to be successful. I don't think Boeing, will be successful. It's more controlled than Bezos is, the Amazon. Elon Musk wants to go to the moon, but I don't think he's going to be successful either. It's a lot of talk. It's going to go on for a while. I believe there's going to be delay after delay. Now, for Boeing, it's another story because I believe they're fully controlled. Lockheed Martin, of course, is also controlled. A lot of it, actually, from what I feel, Lockheed Martin is pretty much the NSA in certain parts, somewhere. Either NSA is plugged into their system, which I wouldn't be surprised. Either way, NSA is somewhere involved in it. In case anybody was wondering. As for, a lot of reptilian bases are within the Lockheed Martin, building somewhere, of course, in a higher dimension. And of course, those are places where you can send light and also explore your intuition to explore and send healing to those places, because that is what operates your shadow government vibrations. The reason I bring that up is to bring healing, and eventually humanity will unlock itself from our prison. But right now, it's like we're taught how to. We're in training wheels right now, like riding a bike. You have training wheels. We're at that right now. We've been there for a while. So when you move to the two-wheeler, it takes it's a weird way it's one way of looking at it. We're going into the two-wheeler connection where we can go freely without having, without having assistance. And right now, it does seem like even the Anunnaki actually is the strongest as for keeping us under their wing. In a lot of ways, they feel like they're our fathers, or, parents, and we don't know any better. In a lot of ways, they're right. We're still like children here. Doesn't that feel like in a lot of ways? We're unwilling to remove from the parent. You know what I mean? We're not moving away from the parent. Doesn't it look like that? You go by the standard way of thinking, like the flat earth situation and the Mandela effect. I agree. Well, there's different ways of looking at it. To me, I don't really connect with any of it, but others do connect with it. So let it floodgates open with them. If that helps you awaken, go for it. It's like, if that helps you break out of this spell we're living under, go for it. So, I think, doesn't that make sense? Maybe you don't agree with it, but what's the harm of it either? It's not none. Is there any harm? No. So, what works with you, just like anything else, and accepting everything does help us reconnect, us to stay together. We say, oh, that's not true. We disconnect from each other. It's like, allow everything to be real. We all stay wired together. Because you're not saying, oh, I don't believe in that, so you're wrong. You know what I mean? That puts us right back in the situation of going nowhere. well, we're separated. We're going somewhere, but we're separated. Wouldn't it be better to be together? So anyway, hope that makes sense. But yeah, it seems like we're going into, we're moving on from the parent, and the parent is, the Illuminati cabal vibration. So we're moving away from that. So the parent doesn't want us to let us go because they're having all the fun or whatever. You know what I mean? They're doing what parents do. Don't parents? Sometimes they want to go crazy over their kids. Sometimes they're enjoying it. So you know what I mean? I mean that's one way of looking at it. So it's time to grow up, basically, spiritually, and let go of the old way of doing things. And like at work, it's very third dimensional at work. Not to go into full details, but, it's fixing things and, worrying about money because the company's like, not doing hot. But I believe that it somehow finds funds just like China. So, you know what I mean? It's like sometimes I wonder, it's like, anyway, you know what I mean? But here, probably many can feel the same way at their job or whatever if you don't have a job, you still connect to it. You can see how people are connected to the 3D environment. And I'm obviously moving into 4D by thinking that, because I never really looked at it that way. I never really looked at how that place was, how 3D it was. I never really paid much attention to it. I'll try to just focus on what I'm trying to do. But now I'm seeing more of the 3D version of it. It's not, it's great and everything, but when you connect to your own abilities, be able to, telepathically, which I'm still working on. Yeah, I'm not an ace in the hole in any of this, but, a lot of my mission is 3D. It's 4D and 3D. It's back and forth. It's like, it's like a construction worker. You still have to, deal with the earth, you can say. And some people are here just to be here 4D. Nothing wrong with that. But I just feel like I need to go back and forth. I need to still see the reality of 3D as much as 4D does sound like a lot better. But I'm kind of drifting back and forth, it seems, because of the mission. And the mission, and, just my perspective. At least I'm feeling like I never looked. Now, this is the first time I've ever looked at it. Looking back at my job, I'm seeing it as very 3D. And apparently that means I'm going to more 4D. To a degree, I might have went like this much, but anyway, because I see it's it's about fixing stuff and stress is not really needed, and it's same old blah blah blah, and I try to keep before it used to be yelling at each other and something goes wrong, and it's become a lot more mellow. So I never tried to stay away from that. It's before I got involved in any of this. I try to stay away from all of that. Of course, sometimes you blow up, but not anymore. Definitely not that anymore. So yeah, it's called heal the past. Of course, I'm still healing that, but of course, we all are. Nobody's perfect. Sometimes you should not heal. I mean, you heal when you need to heal. You know what I mean. I mean, it's like some things you need to hold on to. You need that pain. You need the lessons from that. Fully let go is fully letting go of 3D, and some of us aren't ready for that. Some of us aren't really programmed for that. As for such as the work environment, it's interesting because it's not, the more you go 4D, the more you can attract what you need, but also feel like you can, walk through walls and stuff like that. Telepathy. This 3D environment just kind of fades out to a certain degree, as much as it needs to, where you can feel the other dimensions and feel, that work. And maybe probably because that job is slowly drifting away, but I'm just seeing it for what it is also. It's a 3D environment, as all are, and it does seem like the 3D environments have hooks also. but it is hooks that are needed, for you to learn from. Meaning like an office building. It's like, or any type of job environment, of course, home environment also. It's like when these structures are built, like an office building, for example, is like lessons are thrown in there. It's like, what is this going to teach people when they come here? You know what I mean? I believe that's all set up by the other side. It's all put together. Of course, not for. And then we go in there, we get that job, and you go in there and experience what it has to offer. It's lessons. And it's pretty obvious, but I never really looked at it that way. Same as McDonald's. I picked up McDonald's. There's a thing on YouTube of people that work at these jobs. I was looking up Sears, and I found this guy with, it's just an audio. He was talking about working at Sears and how his place is going on. This a couple months ago. It was interesting. And, how they're trying to sell people cards and stuff. But, for those, when you look at that, like McDonald's, I felt was for social. It might be a well-paying place, but it's also, you go there to be social. Most of it's kids and some adults, of course. But a lot of it's just there to be social. It's not really there to be rich. Some can, but some go there just to be social, just to meet the love of their life. Some do get relationships. Some meet friends. And it's like high school 2.0 or whatever. You know what I mean? For some, it's different for everybody, but it is and that kid that was talking about his job, it's funny how he lost his job because the manager had a girlfriend or a boyfriend that wanted to move up, so he got cut. So, you know what I mean? Social. So look at it in that environment. It's another way of looking at things. One point of view. But of course, our jobs are not just our jobs; they're also our teachers, and they all have our, obviously, but it's not on the surface. It is unseen. I believe you. I mean, people usually walk out with a lesson learned. Either it's positive or negative. You know how that goes. But there's always something to pull from it. So it's just what you wish to experience. But this is all, put together precisely. On the other side, you can put all this together. It's easy over there. And then here we shut all of that down to come here. For good reason, yeah, to learn, to be, to see what I've visualized us, like our higher selves watching us come in, like our higher selves, we know everything that's going on, and then we come here, we forget everything, and then we, like our astral self, see everything, we're all friends, and then we come in here, we hate everybody, we're miserable, body weight issues, smell problems, you know what I mean? Like, and we forget everything. So we just come here to go through the grinder, but we have this sole purpose of not for wanting for ourselves, but also to connect with others. So it's all just it's not always easy to see that. A lot has to do with self-love, which is a hard one. It has so many different layers that we're not here meant to see everything. We can't handle it. There's a purpose to that. And I probably said this before, but pretty obvious also. The higher dimensional beings, yeah, they might have all that knowledge. They might be able to handle the stress to some degree. I believe we're here to expand ourselves, obviously. The higher dimensional selves cannot perceive you need to be at a third density level to truly experience this. I don't think it can be not to say high density beings do not have problems, they do, but not like here. Here's a lot. They have more galactic, fantasy problems, is your mom, your brother is a cyborg from another dimension, stuff like that. stuff that is fantasy, but I believe is very real. Oh yeah, definitely. You can go on and on with that. But here, we're here to expand our souls, basically. What direction is our choice? And it's hard to see that. It's hard to manage it. It's hard to live through it. It's just, that's the idea behind it. Because the blinders is what makes everything so difficult. It's how you deal with it, of course. Obviously, I'm saying the same thing I've already said in the past, but either way, as for 4D vibration, though, well, you'll know you're going into it, that's for sure. Not to say I'm going to it in some ways. It's just that life is simpler for dimensional. Fourth dimension, of course, you're still going to have your issues here and there, but for this 3D, this 3D is it's like you can solve all its problems in a day or maybe less than that. But here you're here in this dimension, you have problems because it's like question mark. We all have these questions that we're trying to answer ourselves. So it's all, our lives are a mystery. We're trying to solve that mystery on our own. We're all on our own little. We're walking through our own little maze, all of us. It's all, we might connect, yeah, but we're still on our own. We're all on our independent journeys. So that's why relationships come and go, at least intimate ones. Friendships usually last longer. Intimate ones are just there for a time being. In this dimension, doesn't mean it's in the higher realms. It's different there. And here it's like you learn more when everything falls apart. I believe that's how it works. Not always, but certain relationships, it's, you know, you're just here for a little bit, and you move on, here for a little bit, and then some are here for a long time. So it's all different, as you can tell. Some don't want the drama, some want, I mean, not to say you want the drama if you go in and out of relationships, not to say that, just like, yeah, I only have so much to learn from all these individuals. So you can always change that sometimes. A lot of that was downloaded, if you're wondering. Yeah, when you connect to the 4 density vibration, you will just feel it. Now, in certain situations, meaning life will seem a lot simpler than it already is. Right now, it might seem a little bit complicated. Like, where's my next paycheck going, you know, coming from, you know, stuff, you know, not to say you worry about it, but it is kind of, when you go to the 4D environment, all questions are answered for the most part. What fun is that? Of course, it's nice to connect to it. In some cases, you need it. But that means you're going to a higher dimension, obviously. Meaning you're finished your lessons here, but you're still here to help others evolve to the level that you're at. So like you're connecting more to 4D. You're just helping others to follow your path in their own way, of course. So we're all helping each other to evolve, have less problems. But basically, it's like leaving mom and dad. I don't know if I'm rambling or not. I can't tell. I'm tired as hell. But yeah, it's like leaving mom and dad to go into the higher realm. It really is when you think about it. Because right now we're being told what to believe. You know, religion tells us what to believe. Everyone's telling us what to believe, blah, blah, blah. When you leave a mom and dad, you get your own belief system, right? Well, I mean, it does seem like it's better just to leave everything open. It's like you're not judging anybody's belief system. You might not connect with it, like flat earth. It's like, I don't know if I want that in my reality, but I am not condemning you to believe that. You know what I mean? The more you have open, it's like, I'm cool with your belief system, you're cool with mine, cool with your sexuality preference, whatever it is. I just figured there's a cat here somewhere. I don't know where he went to, but anyway. But you know what I mean? The more open you're cool with everybody, it does help. And also, what I've learned also is through tests. When you go through a test, you're like ready to go insane. And instead of going crazy on everybody, you just calm out, chill out, sleep it off, or just You know, like you want to tell your boss off, or maybe you just sleep it off, or whatever it is that you need to clear. It's on how you handle things. You know, like for example, like workplace rage. Like some people like want to, you know, my works. Not to say I'm in that position where I would ever want to do something, but some do have like, you want to go to work and just tell their boss off and just start all hell. But what if you don't do that and just let all that rage, with all that hate, just leave you and just find some way of making it work? That's a test. Instead of going there and just blowing up. Now, sometimes you need to blow up, but usually you don't plan it. It usually just happens. But it's not, or say what's on your mind in a kind and orderly manner, whatever it is, without using violence, or you know what I mean. It's all in your delivery, because it does feel like the more kinder you are, you know, sometimes you have something on your mind you need to get off your chest. That's different. It's all in your delivery. If it's nice and kind, you'll get further. It's just better for everybody when you think about it. Of course, there are cases, I guess you gotta go and say, but whatever that is. I imagine there are cases where that's better that you do that. Not to say get violent on somebody, but just like let it out. I imagine there are cases where that is needed. Because I can't imagine everything has to be calm and easy, but you never know. I know, look at the reptilians, they don't do that very often, but maybe they do. I don't have all the answers. But anyway, you know what I mean? I mean, whatever. But it is probably better to have a calm, orderly manner to whatever it might be. If it's something that's burning in your mind, sometimes it is good to let it out. But it depends. But it does seem like it's how you react to certain situations. Like instead of going to work, for example, I'm just using an example. It can be family, you know what I mean, friends, whatever. I'm just using work as an example. Like you're in a hostile work environment, you want to go there and just tell everybody off, boss or manager, and you're just like, you know what? I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to either talk to them or figure it out, or just I'm not going to go insane like some of the other people there. I'm going to do something different, you know, or whatever. And you'd be surprised. You might go through a timeline shift of maybe getting moved out of that area or moving to another job or whatever. You know what I mean? So there's different cases for every, or just have your little sprout out, you know, and have your little blow up and then not be able to find a job because nobody will hire you because of that situation. So, you know, it's all the ways you look at it. Anyway, I might be just rambling on. But, you know, there's different scenarios. It does seem like there are cases for every, you know, but for the long run, it does seem like changing your timeline all has to do with how you conduct yourself also. Like you're mature enough to handle this change. You know what I mean? Such as getting more attention, like such for this YouTube channel, getting more attention, or there's like cartoon stuff I'm doing, getting more attention. How you handle it, if you handle it. Now, of course, that's always the case. There's cases where some like rock stars, they get all this attention and they go insane. Of course, that's different. It's a different setup there as for their contract. But for certain contracts, it's on how you handle it. So if you can handle this maturely, you can move up and your timeline can change. You can move out of state. You can do this or that. You know what I mean? It's on how you conduct yourself, from what I'm getting. I imagine people already know this. But it also helps you vibrationally move up to the higher realms also. You know what I mean? So I imagine this makes sense. I imagine it's probably old news to some. But it all has, well, another example. Like why are my powers not the way I think they should be? You know, why am I not channeling the way I think I should be? What I have started to do, like I do those different projects with the website situation, you know, it's like, you know what? I'm putting like because I would like to be a part of that. But it's like, what do people? What is it that people? What is that others want that I can be a part of? Like share my talents in another way. What, you know what I mean? Instead of thinking about what you can't do, think about what you can do. Meaning the universe allowing, he's like, okay, I have this talent. I feel, what can I contribute to others and myself, not just to others, but for me also. How we all both win, and then I started doing that cartoon stuff. But I did that earlier also when I was working on this stuff. So sometimes when you're attracting, laws of attractions, sometimes you just, what will work for not just myself, but for others also? What will work for all of us, How can we all evolve together? Instead of me just wanting the chocolate factory, keys to the chocolate factory, and just eat chocolate all day. Like drive around in a Lamborghini or whatever, live in the Bahamas, etc. What is it that I can contribute to others? And we can all work together, we can all benefit from, my talents and other talents. We all, talent together in this and evolve together. Let's see where that goes. But I think it helps, instead of just me, us instead. At least that's another way of where you feel fulfilled. Of course, like some of the projects I was working on, I felt fulfilled doing it, but I don't think people are ready for it, or the world's not ready for it. It's like future. Sometimes you can't be ahead of your time, such as channeling. Imagine if I've said this before. It's like I had a tarot card reader tell me from her God back in 2011 when I found out I can do psychic work that the universe isn't ready. I was like, what? It's like, when am I going to be ready for what? And now I'm channeling about 5 years later, 4 years, whatever, something like that. 4 years later. See? Having no idea I'll be doing this. You know what I mean? So is the universe ready for you? So there's a lot of stuff there to look at. How can you tune your energy to others? So it works. All right, I think I know enough rambling, but hopefully some of this is helpful. I didn't expect to go this long, but it feels like I'm channeling vibrations also. Hopefully it's assisting in some ways. All right. So I'll have this cool in some regard too. Blessings all, and see you on the other side somewhere.